Welcome back. So many of you know that yesterday I performed a wedding ceremony, and I was writing it last Friday when I did the Philosophy Friday question asking you how you would define love. And I got some amazingly touching, raw, real, beautiful, questioning answers, and I admire each one of you that shared your feelings and your beliefs. That's how we learn, and that's how we grow, and how we connect with each other. So I was very touched by your honesty, and I appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to more of those. So in the past few months, I've randomly done a video called You Ask, I Tell, or that's the playlist that it's categorized under. And what it is I address a viewer's question, or I address a comment with a video. I haven't done one for quite a few weeks, maybe 6 or 8 weeks. So I'm long overdue. So this is the You Ask, I Tell. And a couple people asked that I read the ceremony that I performed yesterday. This one was a dear friend's daughter, and so I was very touched by that. It's her first child to be married, and when I met with the bride and groom, I was enwrapped by their love for one another, for life, their charisma, the hope, the joy that they live with was so beautiful and palpable that it was a no-brainer. So when I wrote the ceremony for them, that was always at the very forefront of my mind. Now, because of the difference in religion of the upbringing of the groom and the bride, they asked that it be a secular service. And so that is what I wrote, and that is what I performed. And I've been to a lot of weddings in my life, and this was one of the most extraordinarily beautiful expressions of love and grace and beauty that I've ever seen. So I was very blessed to be able to participate. And many of you have asked to hear the ceremony and wanted me to address it, so here you go, you get your wish. Now, for the privacy of the bride and groom, I'm just going to say bride and groom instead of their actual names. But this, it's not a canned ceremony, and I'm not reading this so that people will say, oh, that's a good idea, and take it, although if it inspires you, by all means use it. But mainly, when I write a ceremony, I don't even look at my notes from the previous one, and I just write it from my perspective of the bride and groom, so that it's their story. And so this is how those two inspired me, and these are the words that they inspired from me. So that's kind of how it evolves. Welcome. The bride and groom would like to acknowledge each one of you for being here today as a witness to their commitment to each other. I know from talking to many of you that you've traveled long distances to be here today to show your support, and it is so appreciated. So thank you for coming. I have a bird chiming in. And then to the bride and groom, thank you for having me. It is always a pleasure to witness love, radiant love. Love is not something that we do, it's something that we are. It infuses our actions, our words, and our worldview. If we were to define love, you could say that it is the will to extend ourselves for the purpose of nurturing growth, both in ourselves and in each other. When we talk of love and when we think of lovers, we often confuse the notion of love with ideas that involve clinging, a desire for something other, something outside of ourselves. This is not love. These are expressions of bondage and limitation. The qualities of heart that nurture a lasting love are those of loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity. Love doesn't happen by chance. It isn't a matter of falling in love, but rather one of growing into love. It's a choice to develop our capacity to love together for the benefit of all beings. A heart radiant with love will shine as freely as a light shines without needing to be directed to anyone. This is the truest expression of love. Bride and groom. One of the most rewarding of all of life's challenges lies before you. To love one another. I know it sounds easy here today, surrounded by your loved ones, but it is a choice that you will revisit every day for the duration of your lives. It's easy to love in certain circumstances, and yet like a muscle, love needs to be strengthened through practice. It's one thing to love, and another to express that love in your daily life. People often think that a soulmate is your other half, a perfect fit. But a true soulmate is a mirror reflecting you back to yourself so that you may see clearly. The person who brings you to your own attention so that you may grow, so that you can commit to love, to being love, in the presence of each other. One of life's most rewarding practices is to cultivate the ability to bring love into all aspects of your married life. This entails learning how to include love's presence when you speak, when you act, and when you think of one another. While this can be a tall order, it begins with having the intention to do so. The bride and groom will exchange their vows, stating their intention for their marriage. And the vows were exchanged. I asked the bride, do you promise to love the groom with your whole heart? And the same for the groom. The rings were handed to me. May these rings symbolize the eternal nature of love, the eternal nature of your love. They exchanged the rings, and then they both repeated after me, with this ring I thee wed. And then to wrap it up, in the presence of your loving families who have a strong commitment to love, it is my pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. They kissed, and then I introduced them as Mr. and Mrs. Lover. So that was it. That was my part in their celebration, and I was truly touched, and I loved every minute of it, and I loved being in the presence of these beautiful, young, vibrant lovers, and it's truly an honor. I have no doubt in my mind that these two will positively influence everyone who crosses their path. They're really extraordinary. So that was the ceremony. I hope you enjoyed it, and It looks like I have about 40 pounds of tomatoes to can this afternoon, so I probably got to get on it. Thanks for being here. And I know there's something else I'm supposed to tell you, but I'll get a video up this week. It's long overdue. Something food related, something yummy. Thanks for being here. And if you like these videos and you enjoy the channel and you want to show your support, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I love interacting with you guys. And I loved reading your thoughts on love. So I look forward to that exchange on Friday. Bye. Oh yeah, this is what I forgot. Turbs, the Turbs appearance. What do you have to say for our people, Turbs? Anything? There, you heard it. That's his mock crow. That's why I think he's a boy. He does this funny, like, air crow. See it? Turbs, I think you're a boy. Stretching his rooster muscles.